All right, so hi, this is Alif and welcome to ANZ Global Education. So today we're here for a group discussion with one of the main man. So he's from, if I'm not mistaken, he's the associate director in North America recruitment. So I've got the man himself, Mr. Tyson Manurang. So welcome to ANZ Global.
Thank you, sir.
So how are we doing today?
I'm doing well. Yeah, it's great to be here. Very nice team here at ANZ Global. So I appreciate
Pleasure.
opportunity to be here. Thank you.
All right, so if you don't mind me asking a few questions, because since you are here, so loads of our students, they'll be piling up the questions if they wish to pursue their degree, back in the States. So could you just tell me, since you're partners with quite few renowned universities back in the States, could you just name me a few and what sort of courses do they offer and what intake? So if you just can, describe in detail so that it's going to be helpful for them.
Sure.
And so that they can pick the particular subject they used to pursue their degree back in the States.
Sure.
So
sure.
it's all yours.
Yeah, we have a lot of bachelor's programs and master's programs in the U.S. And the universities that we're recruiting for are very well-known universities. They're high-ranking universities.
Okay.
They're well-established universities. So when a student gets a degree from a university like Minnesota State Mankato or Arkansas State or Stevens Institute of Technology, University of West Florida, when a student gets a degree from one of those universities, this degree is going to be very valuable to them. It's going to open up a lot of opportunities. Once they graduate, they can work for companies in the U.S. They can work for companies around the world.
Absolutely. All right. So could you just pick few subjects and the intake? Which intake is the best way for the Bangladeshi students if they wish to pursue?
Sure. Right now, we're recruiting for the August intake. Okay. The next intake is January, but it's a little bit too late right now to apply. We just don't have enough time. So really, we're focused on students who want to come next August, and that's our fall semester. So right now is a great time to apply. It's
absolutely.
It sounds like it's a long way away, but it's not. Right now is a perfect time to apply. Get your application in. You'll get a decision back usually within 3 to 5 weeks. Sometimes it's a little bit shorter. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but usually about a month to get your application decision, and then you can apply for the visa.
Oh, absolutely. All right, to all the students out there, if you wish to pursue your degree, back in the States, so Mr. Tyson is there. He is sharing all his, share of word of wisdom. So I bet you people gonna grab a pen and note it down, and we ANZ Global are here to guide you through. And yes, could you just tell me, are you offering any sort of a scholarship for the students and the basic requirement if anybody wishes to, grab a degree over there?
Sure. So for bachelor's programs in the U.S., we have amazing scholarships.
So as I was asking, like if a student wish to pursue their degree, for example, a particular university, as you have mentioned, so what subject would set up a better platform for them once they finish up their graduations? One, and question number two is, for example, if somebody's investing quite an amount, so definitely they would want to work as a part-time during the study period. So how many hours they can work in a week? And what would be the annual tuition fees and what would be the courses fees? So please go ahead.
Sure. So we have universities that are very affordable. Minnesota State Mankato, for example, is about $12,000 per year.
Oh, wow.
So this is one of the best value universities in the U.S.
Absolutely.
It's a high-ranking university that's very affordable. We have universities that are a little bit more expensive, but they also offer scholarships. So students could look at, for example, Stevens Institute of Technology. This is near New York City. Great university offering a lot of STEM programs. So what's popular right now for international students and Bangladeshi students in the U.S. are the STEM programs. STEM is going to be programs like computer science, engineering, business analytics, right?
So living in the future.
Yeah, these are programs that really are geared for students who want to get a really nice position when they graduate.
Absolutely.
And they can be very affordable options that we have. Even other universities like Arkansas State, a student can do the entire master's degree for about $26,000 to $28,000 for the entire degree.
And what was the duration of that degree?
Usually about 1.5 years for a master's degree.
Oh, that's pretty cheap, I guess.
Yeah, so it's affordable. Everybody thinks that studying in the U.S. is very expensive, but there's some affordable options.
Because I believe you have to focus on the quality as well, quality of the education.
Sure.
So if you want to, like pursue something, like more than the branded one, so definitely you have to, invest a bit. And if you don't mind me asking, could you just focus a bit on the, work thingy, if a student's allowed to work during the study period?
Yeah, you can. So international students are mainly coming to study, but during your studies, you can work on campus. You can work up to 20 hours a week.
Oh, perfect.
And our universities are large universities. We have libraries, we have residence halls, we have cafeterias. There are many places where you can find a job.
So quite a lot of
campus.
opportunities.
Yeah. So a job on campus is not going to pay for everything, but it will certainly help with some of your expenses.
All right. So could you just focus on, for example, if a student wish to pursue undergrad, in that particular university, yes, as you have mentioned, a while ago about the tuition fees, and we do have to provide some financial documentation, the sponsorship. Could you just, scatter a bit so that, they can prepare themselves?
Right. So for our most affordable universities, students will need to show a bank statement. This is after they apply for admission. After they get admission, then they need to provide a bank statement. And that bank statement should be equal to the cost of attendance for 1 year. So for a university like Minnesota State Mankato, it's about $28,000. Some of the other universities like Arkansas State, about $25,000. And this is not, keep in mind, this is not a payment to the university. This is just so that you can get the immigration document. We call it an I-20. So there are two steps. You apply for admission, Once you get admission, then you send the bank statement to the university.
You just have to prove a point that you're financially solvent to pursue that degree.
Correct.
Okay. And as you know that since, our first language is not English, so we do have to prove that English competency. So what all English courses, the university, accepts, and if anybody wish to go for undergrad, so what would be the minimum requirement, and what about for masters?
Right. It depends on the university. Every university has a slightly different English language test requirement. Some of our universities accept a 5.5 on the IELTS, 61 on the TOEFL. Other universities have a little bit higher requirement, so 6.0 on the IELTS, 71 on the TOEFL. We also have a new, not a new test, but it's called Duolingo. It's been around for a few years.
Absolutely.
And all the universities that we're recruiting for are accepting the Duolingo test. And so this test, you can take it online. You don't have to go to a testing center. And it's more affordable. It's like about $60 to take the Duolingo test.
All right. So if you just say about undergraduation, that means 5.5. Is that applies the same for the masters?
Yeah, masters is usually higher, slightly higher. So minimum of 6 for masters, but most universities need a 6.5 for masters.
And one of my last question would be, once that particular student finishes up his or her graduation, so what about are there any facilities of post-study work permit or something like that?
Sure.
What's next? What would be the next step?
That's a great question. So the student visa will allow you to work after you graduate. So you're going to come on an F1 student visa. You're going to earn your master's degree in a year and a half or 2 years. You're going to earn your bachelor's degree 4 years. Once you graduate, you keep your student visa and you can work for up to 3 years. So you can get 3 years of work authorization. And that's for students who come from the STEM programs. So that's why I had mentioned the STEM programs initially: computer science, engineering, business analytics, health informatics, biotechnology. These are STEM programs. You come for one of these degrees, you're going to have a very good chance of getting a position in the U.S. after you graduate. and you can work for 3 years. Okay, so that's why STEM is very popular right now.
Absolutely. And since a while ago you mentioned about that we are focusing on August session, could you just convey this message to our students as well as the parents? Like, when is the deadline? If anybody wish to catch the August session, so what would be the deadline of the application?
Right. So the earlier you apply, the better. Students who apply early get more scholarships, and also you have a better chance of getting the visa approval the earlier you apply. So right now is the perfect time to apply. But if you still need some time to get your documents together, you can apply usually up until May 1st. Okay, we do have some universities that will accept applications after May 1st, but generally May 1st is a good deadline.
Yeah. Fair enough. Just a personal question, on behalf of the students. See, like, since we're residing in Bangladesh, all right, and I know the procedure is pretty simple, as I've mentioned, but our biggest concern is about the visa, about the appointment, back in the embassy. So, like, what do you reckon about that? Like, if anybody follows the procedure and the rules and regulation or the checklist, been given by the universities. So if they follow that, and what would be the duration of submitting the file and getting the result or getting an appointment to face the embassy or something like that? So any brief idea about that?
Yeah. So in terms of applying for admission, it takes anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months to get an admission decision. And then once you're admitted, usually, the I-20 will come within about a week to 2 weeks.
Okay.
Once you have the I-20, you can schedule a visa interview appointment.
Okay.
The visa interview appointments in Bangladesh, I think right now it's maybe not, you're not getting an appointment until like May or June.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's a little bit difficult. You're right. So it's a little bit difficult right now to get an appointment, but they are available. So that's why we're recommending the August intake, because if you apply now, you're definitely going to have enough time to finish all the process and come in August.
Okay. All right. Just got a related question to this. For example, if
Yeah.
a student already lodged their file, and if the appointment is happen to be after June or July, but the intake starts from August. So, like, will that be any acceptance or in consideration of the student to join late?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Students can join sometimes a week or two late, but it's not good because the professors won't be too happy. The
Absolutely.
students won't be happy because they've already missed some of the courses. The classes are going to start
Exactly.
without them, so they don't want to come and miss the courses. So in that situation, what we can do is we can defer their admission. So they're already admitted to the university for August. If they can't make it for August, then we just defer the admission to January.
Absolutely.
So they can come for the next intake. They don't need to submit a new application.
Fair enough.
They're already admitted. It's just a change in the system, and we give the university will give the new admission letter.
Absolutely. The reason I asked this question is, yes, the procedure is quite simple, but like, if you talk about the appointment, that's not in our hand or the student's hand.
Right.
So they can give their best shot. All right. So any last thing you want to convey to the message, like, if anybody wish to pursue their degree, they have to come to ANZ Global, and how, we're going to guide them, any message to the students, to the parents out there, why they should send their kids, to United States, to the renowned university I've mentioned for higher studies.
Sure.
So could you just, share some of these?
Yeah, well, the ANZ Global team is great. We've already had students from Bangladesh, from this office, coming to our universities. So I would encourage all of you to take the next step, come in and talk with the team. I'll be happy to see your application come through. We would love to see you join one of our universities in the USA. The USA is very welcoming for international students. Like I said, we already have Bangladeshi students at our universities, so you won't be alone. But also, when you get to the U.S., you'll realize, how welcoming the people are. I've been treated very well here in Bangladesh. The
Yes.
people are very friendly. So
Anybody would say that the Bangladeshi people are best in hospitality.
very, very hospitable, very nice people. It's a busy Dhaka, especially very busy, but very nice people. But I think you'll have a great experience in the USA, in the United States. And yeah, we'd love to see your application come through. please apply and talk with the team
Absolutely.
at ANZ.
All right, so I really appreciate your
Thank
time,
you, sir.
Mr.
Thank
Tyson.
you. Yeah.
All right, so it was indeed our pleasure to gather all the information.
Thanks.
And well, সবার উদ্দেশ্যে একটা কথা বলতে চাচ্ছি যে as you know that Mr. Tyson was here and he has shared his experiences and USA তে already the renowned university গুলোর নাম সে যেটা বললেন, so এখানে কিন্তু আমাদের এখান থেকে অনেক স্টুডেন্ট গেছে এখন পড়ছে and they are enjoying a lot. So definitely সবাইকে ইনসিস্ট করব যে অগাস্ট সেশনে অ্যাপ্লাই করার জন্য as he said May is the ultimate time because আমাদের কিছু ফর্মালিটিস ফুলফিল করতে হবে, ওটার জন্য আপনারা I would say কেউ যদি ইন্টারেস্টেড থাকেন so definitely come in bulk number and অ্যাপ্লিকেশন গুলো লঞ্চ করেন. we are here to guide you so that আমরা আপনার অ্যাপ্লিকেশনটা যদি যত তাড়াতাড়ি এমবাসিতে লঞ্চ করতে পারবো তত তাড়াতাড়ি অ্যাপয়েন্টমেন্ট পাবো and you can start up your life to convert your dreams into reality by studying in that particular university in the United States. So United States is calling you all with the spreading arms as Mr. Tyson is here. So definitely আমি আশা করব যে যেসব তার গুরুত্বপূর্ণ যেসব ভাষ্য সে বলেছে এটা আপনাদের জন্য অনেক হেল্পফুল হবে. So this is Alif signing out for the day. We are waiting. Please come over to ANZ Global এবং আমাদের অফিসের অ্যাড্রেসটা হলো level 4 NI Tower road number 10 Banani Block E Banani as I've mentioned. And yes, আমাদেরকে ANZ Global Facebook যে অফিশিয়াল পেজ আছে ওখানেও কিন্তু ফলো করতে পারবেন. সো আপনারা ওখানেও কমেন্ট করুন, শেয়ার করুন এবং আপনাদের যাবতীয় যত রকমের প্রশ্ন আছে এটা জানার জন্য সিম্পলি আপনারা প্রশ্ন করতে পারেন বিকজ আমরা I'm here with the team, with this with the experienced team to guide you to set up a better platform for you to study in the United States of America. So that's it for the day. Take care. Bye bye.